So what I'm gonna do is I've got this overpacked backpack. It just got stuff crammed in it, and I'm gonna find out what all's been stored in there. I'm gonna unpack everything, and I'm gonna repack it for just a one night overnight trip. So I've looked at the weather. I know there's about a 50% chance of rain. It's September. It's gonna be really warm. So I'm gonna pack according to that, and I'm gonna first unpack, shake it down, and see what all we need. So the first thing I see in here are some clothes. And I'll just set these things over here. I'll probably want those extra socks for sure. This looks like a little towel. I've got some condiments there, some kind of a metal cup. It's got a fork in there and some soap. Set that here. Here's another cup. It's got a little backpacking stove in it. Here's some kind of a really large dry bag and a string bag. Here's a freeze-dried meal. I think I might eat some of those. A flashlight and a plastic spork. A light thing, water bottle, a rain jacket, a lighter, a big lighter, another water bottle, some toilet paper. Looks like it's been around a little bit, but it's still got some life in it there. Some more dehydrated food, a tarp, some tent stakes, and some paracord. It's got some in it. This is fuel. A hand hatchet, some more paracord, a little knife and a first aid kit, a water filter with an extra container there, some more gas that's got some in it, a pillow, this is a bowl. There's nothing in there, I can tell. There's a light, another, this is a knife, some more water filter, a big sport, some Deep Woods Off. These are little packets, some various toiletries. There's a couple of toothbrushes in there, some contact lenses, 3 different things of toothpaste, and various states of fullness. A blanket, a ridiculously big knife, but it has the function of being a spade that a person could use to dig a cat hole with. You could also use that. It's got a little saw blade. I don't think I'd trust it to saw too much with. I'm not going to take this ridiculously big knife because I know that we were camping out has an outhouse, and so we won't need a spade. Here's a hammock, and it's got the straps in there I can see. Handsaw, put that by the axe. Some kind of fire starters. Okay, that's the main points of the main part. On this top pocket here, it looks like there's some hand sanitizer and a pair of extra contact lenses and a couple of band-aids. What?
Yeah.
Am I still on there?
Yeah.
Alright, so now I'm going to think about just taking the things I'm going to need for one night, and I'm going to pack them in here so that my weight on this backpack goes right along the back side here in the middle, not all the way at the bottom, but on the lower third here, so that this will rest later when I strap that on right there. So I'm going to start. One of the things, it's hot enough that I probably don't need a blanket, but I kind of like having a little blanket, so I'm willing. It weighs very little, so I'm willing to take that, and I'm just going to cram it all the way to the bottom, and it'll kind of make that bottom layer there. Now I want to think about what's going to go up the sides here, and there is a good chance of rain, so I am going to take this tarp. It's kind of an extra big tarp, so that'll be luxurious. These stakes, I can use those to stake the tarp down, and this hammock. And I'm using those, I'm setting them along the sides, along the back, so that they're coming right up to the side there. Now, I don't need both of these, so I'll just probably take the one that's more full. I'm using that to sort of provide some stability in there too. I am gonna go ahead and take some of these dehydrated meals. Looks like there's I wouldn't have to use these. We could just use something, instant grits or something for breakfast, but I'll take these because they're already here. And I'm just gonna let them go way down in the side too. They were just helping us to pull that out. Hey dog. So I'm gonna take some kind of cup. Well, you wanna look at the thing?
Toby.
I'm gonna take some kind of cup here. I'll take this one with this extra straw, this extra stove, and I'll put this cap right in there. And now I'll be ready to cook with those things. There were a couple of different sporks. I'm gonna take this big long one since I'm taking those dehydrated food packets, and I'll leave the others up here, so I won't need them. This is a rain jacket. I know it's gonna rain. Why not? I don't mind the extra little bit of weight for that. I'll put this toilet paper down in there too. I always like to have an extra flashlight, so I'll drop this one in there because it's good to have an extra flashlight. And then I'll need a water filter. I don't want to drop this down in there because I'm going to want to be able to get to it, so I'll put it up here in the top. I'll just take one of these squeezes with that. I will do without that pillow. I won't need that in my hammock, but what I'm going to do, and I could have gotten away with just using some plastic liter bottles instead of these bigger ones because these are kind of heavy, but that's alright. I'll stick these one on each side. I had several knives that came out of there. I'll just take this one small knife and this one, instead of taking the axe, I'll take this one saw. I won't need all these toiletries. I'll take this one toothbrush and this one toothpaste. But I can get rid of all the other stuff. I'll put this in an easy place to get to also. As far as these clothes go, the one thing I for sure want, because I know it's going to be rainy, is I want these extra socks. And I might even go in and get another extra pair of socks. But I've got plenty of room in there and everything's pretty light, so I'm going to go ahead and take this extra shirt and yeah, I'll take the towel too. If it wasn't going to rain, I wouldn't take that, but it doesn't weigh much, so I'm not too worried about it. This first aid kit is much bigger than most people would need because this is sort of the Scoutmaster version that has some extra stuff. Just bring a Ziploc bag with a couple of Band-Aids is probably all you would need for a short trip like this. I'll also add into the top the bug spray, the hand sanitizer, extra pair of contacts. The Tabasco's looking good too. I'll throw that in there. And we'll take this extra light. I know that there is lighter and matches in the first aid kit, so I'm not too worried about that. Now I've gotten that down to a very, very small amount of stuff there. It's still kind of overpacked for one night. We could have did just a simple day pack here. I'll use this to put some extra water in because it's dry this time of year, but I have those 2 liters inside. I'll put another liter on each side. And that about does it. Thank you all so much. And I'll stop it here.